55 European football nations just voted unanimously to boycott the World Cup. Every single one. FIFA wants to sell stakes in the tournament to private investors, a $20 billion deal, and Europe has just made the thing being sold practically worthless without them. What UEFA decided, why Concacaf followed, and how one September deadline could end FIFA's dream entirely. On Thursday, July 30th, 2026, at exactly 9 a.m. UTC, computer screens flickered to life across 55 European nations. This was an emergency virtual session, called in haste after media reports revealed FIFA's private investor proposal. The virtual meeting had no opening ceremonies, no elaborate corporate presentations, and no room for compromise. From the very first minute, the mood was tense. Bypassing the usual committee debates and bureaucratic delays, the delegates moved directly to an unprecedented electronic vote. By 9:36 a.m., the final tally appeared on the video feed, 55-0. The unanimity was absolute, bringing nations that rarely agree on domestic policy into a single, hardline front. With this resolution, Europe crossed the line from a verbal warning into direct collective action. The scope of this boycott threat is total. It bars every UEFA member nation from participating in any FIFA competition, covering the Men's and Women's World Cups, as well as the newly expanded Club World Cup. UEFA President Alexander Ceferin, serving as the institutional face of the bloc, confirmed that the 55 federations stood completely united in their opposition. This decision effectively places the future of the sport's global tournaments in immediate jeopardy. By choosing to walk away, Europe has threatened to strip FIFA's marquee tournaments of their most prestigious competitors, challenging the global body's authority in a way never seen in the history of international football. UEFA's warning was distilled into a single, uncompromising sentence. Some things are simply too important to sell. This statement reframes the entire dispute. This is a direct battle over the ultimate custody of global football, far removed from routine negotiations over television percentages or corporate sponsorships. For European leaders, handing a private equity firm a stake in the World Cup means relinquishing permanent control of the sport's crown jewel. This persistent suspicion is anchored in history. The memory of FIFA's past remains fresh across European federations. The modern era of football politics was shaped by the 2010 bidding scandals, the dramatic 2015 police raids in Zurich, the downfall of Sepp Blatter, and the following 2016 reforms. That turbulent decade established a permanent skepticism toward financial maneuvers originating from Zurich. When Gianni Infantino proposed selling off pieces of the tournament, it immediately triggered those historical alarms. The players quickly added their voice. FIFPro Europe publicly expressed grave concern over the plan, warning that turning the World Cup into an investable asset threatens the integrity of the game. For the Players' Union, introducing private equity motives risks altering competition formats and scheduling to satisfy outside shareholders. By standing together, the federations and the players have drawn a line, declaring that some boundaries in sports must remain absolute. The battleground is a newly proposed corporate vehicle named FIFA Forward Enterprise. This plan, driven by FIFA leadership, aims to spin off the commercial and operational activities of both the Men's and Women's World Cups into a single private sector subsidiary. The new entity is valued at $20 billion. To launch it, FIFA proposes selling minority, non-controlling stakes, ranging from 20 to 30%, to private equity firms, aiming to raise $4.2 billion in immediate capital. By doing so, the governing body is effectively converting future World Cup broadcast, sponsorship, and ticketing income into an upfront, tradable asset class. To guarantee the plan's passage, a massive financial incentive was distributed to the global football community. Each of FIFA's 211 member associations received an offer for a one-time development payout of $20 million. But this windfall comes with immense strategic pressure. National federations have a strict window, running only until September 19, 2026, to accept the payout and endorse the stake sale. This tight deadline forces every member to make a rapid, high-stakes choice. Take the immediate $20 million check or protect the traditional member-owned model of the global game. The commercial power of the World Cup rests on a simple truth. Buyers pay for the presence of the world's biggest European teams and their marquee players. Broadcasters in London, Munich, and Paris commit billions because they are guaranteed massive domestic audiences tuning in to watch their national selections. When those teams vanish, television networks can legally demand contract renegotiations, instantly cutting expected broadcasting revenues in half. The damage spreads rapidly to global sponsors, whose marketing budgets target high-spending European consumers. Without the star appeal of players from Spain, England, or Italy, promotional campaigns lose their primary value. Even stadium ticket sales and merchandise purchases rely heavily on traveling European fans. Removing this active participation dismantles the tournament's financial foundation, stripping away roughly 60% of its projected cash flow. For a private equity firm expecting reliable yields, this makes the entire enterprise uninvestable, turning a prized $20 billion asset into a toxic gamble. Subscribe to our channel for more coverage on the forces shaping global football. FIFA defends the proposal as a necessary modernization. Gianni Infantino argues that private capital will upgrade marketing and ticketing operations, creating a more professional commercial structure. For the global game, this capital injection provides immediate funding to build pitches and develop academies in underfunded regions. Private equity firms see a stable entry point into sports media, promised a reliable share of global football's expanding market with its massive built-in audience. Yet sports economists point out a structural flaw in this model. In private equity calculations, Europe functions as a binary value driver. Participation is a 1, and non-participation is a 0. The moment European associations threaten to walk away, that variable flips. For an investor, the asset changes from a secure long-term yield into an unpredictable risk. Without Europe on the field, the financial logic of the $20 billion subsidiary collapses before the deal can even close. At 10 in the morning, on July 30th, just hours after the European vote, the resistance expanded. Concacaf, representing North and Central America, released a formal statement signed by President Victor Montagliani and General Secretary Ishwar Mahbubani. The Confederation rejected the stake sale proposal entirely. Instead of welcoming the $20 million in payouts, Concacaf leaders attacked the rushed process, the lack of transparency, and the tight September 19th deadline. This rapid response shattered FIFA's expectation of easy global support. By challenging the decision-making process directly, a key continental ally showed that opposition to the privatization plan was no longer confined to Europe. The coalition Infantino counted on to secure his $20 billion deal was beginning to fracture, leaving Zurich without the broad international backing it assumed it had secured. For the president of any small national association, the upcoming choice is incredibly difficult. One option is a payout of $20 million that could fund grassroots pitches, training facilities, and youth academies immediately. The other option is standing with the European boycott to protect long-term independence, heritage, and national pride. This immense political pressure now weighs on all 211 member associations across every continent. With the September 19th deadline nearing, the countdown has changed meaning. Instead of giving FIFA leverage over its members, the ticking clock now represents a massive risk for Zurich. If enough associations hold out, the $20 billion investment deal collapses, leaving Zurich empty-handed. The global game is left with a single, unresolved question. Is this tournament still something that anyone can sell? The ultimate battle for football has moved from the pitch to the boardroom. By proving some things are simply too important to sell, Europe has redefined who actually controls the global game. The balance of power has shifted forever. Subscribe for more football stories.